That's where I left that thing. We better check it for spiders before we put that on our noggin. That's the last thing y'all need. I get bit by a spider, turn into Spider-Man, learn how to shoot that stuff. I won't get a damn thing done again. I'll just be swinging around everywhere. We wouldn't work on a damn car again. Nope, I'd just be out there saving people. Pot County legend turns into Spider-Man. Forgot to put my fingers out. Hand don't work good enough to be Spider-Man. I'd be trying to spray people. My fingers would be getting stuck. Why are we talking about Spider-Man? I don't know, guys. We are back with some second channel action. Today is a very special day. I'll tell you why it's very special, and I actually mean that. Today is a super special day to me. We'll talk about that later because I don't want to talk about it right now. Now I'm a grown man. I can do what I want. And this week is a special week because we're doing the car show this upcoming weekend, which means I have Friday and Saturday of all car show stuff, and Sunday probably getting car shows. I'm gonna be busy this weekend, promise. So then to do second channel, I need something we can guarantee just knock out quick. And this is something I've been kind of needing to do, and I've changed my mind on, and I don't change my mind, and I need to go assess our junk vehicle situation. But basically I've got today, but at noon I got something really important, the special thing, okay? Then after that, anyhow, it's looking like just Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is when I'll have to record our main channel content. But then you put all the editing involved into everything, and yeah, it'll be it's gonna be a busy week, guaranteed. Now the car show video obviously ain't coming out this week because this video just came out, so it'll be the second channel video the following week. Is anyone following me? I'm not even following me, and I'm supposed to be the one who knows what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm only doing one thing this week, and one thing only. Firing from the hip, baby, because that's what we do, and that seems to get us by with a little firing from the hip and a little praying. You can go pretty far in life. Just gotta be willing to fire them shots and go for it. So we are gonna grab my book. That's right, I've got a book. In fact, I got lots of books because I'm good at losing books. Now, this is when I was learning how to set up my plasma table. Right here, I was planning out some video. Here's questions 1 through 5 from my top 5 asked questions about the truck. That video's about 3 decades old. I logged all the hours of when I worked on the shoebox. I've had this book. Hey, there's the put it in market, quick sketch 'em up. Apparently there's a sketch of a forge I'd designed and built for my buddy back in the day. You never know what you find in the book. We're gonna take my book in case I want to jot some notes down, and we're gonna hop in the yeehaw probably. Yeah, it feels like a yeehaw kind of day. We're gonna head out to the other place, and we're gonna do a little assessing, like I said, on, guys, I know I'm not keeping all of it. I can't decide what I want to get rid of for always a dumb reason, and we'll talk about that more as we start looking at more things, more items. I'm gonna kind of tell you what I'm thinking we need from some of them, which ones we can let go, what we would, you know, possibly do with all that junk out there. Apple a day, baby. I told y'all a week or two ago about going to the doctor, my blood pressure being high. Well, they put me on a water pill, and I don't want to stay on any medicine. So basically, I've just been eating a lot better. I ain't had Taco Boy in 2 weeks. In fact, I got to go down there today just to let them know I ain't mad at them. They probably thinks I'm pissed or something, and after 5 days, the withdrawals went away, which is good. But basically, I've just been eating better. I've dropped like 8-9 pounds in like 10 days, which was crazy because I didn't even work out or nothing. I just quit eating absolute garbage nonstop, and go figure, it helps. But my blood pressure still reads elevated. It always has, as long as I can remember. I feel a lot better. My blood work had came back, and I got to go with a little follow-up appointment thing and see the doctor where they can look at some things, because my wife said some stuff's high. She said my testosterone's low, and I said, well, that makes sense. Half the reason I always want to like drink Coke or something like that is to get some energy, because I've been feeling like sluggish lately. And she said that's the last thing you need, some more testosterone, and you can use your imagination why. But I said he better not offer it to me, because I'll take it, because I feel sluggish, and I've been associating it with the fact that I work like 75 hours a week for 2 years non-stop, no ifs, ands, or buts. But turns out it could be some vitamin deficiencies or stuff like that, you know, whatever blood work tells you. I'm not a damn medical expert, or I probably wouldn't be making silly videos. But I'm not a medical expert, so I'm just sitting in my yeehaw eating an apple, living my best life. Sun feels good, got a beautiful family, got a yeehaw. What more could you ask for? I don't know what crew that is. We're gonna start sheetrock. Hey, little baby bird. Y'all see the little baby bird on the, oh, learning to fly. You got it. I think they're starting to sheetrock this week. And yeah, I don't know if that's who just pulled up, but they're 100% in a white van that's lifted a little bit, or maybe it's just the aggressive tires on it that make it look lifted. It's got tinted windows, and that thing looks tough. All right, to start, we're gonna just head down this way and look at the junk, because up here we've got junk, but down there we've got junk. I've put a little effort into this, kind of as I can. The one half haul video, I knew I wanted to keep the motor out of this thing, so y'all'd seen me. We pulled the motor out of it, but even it's got like them decent rollers on it, wheels and tires that we'd take off, because at least if we got to go pick up another junk truck, them babies, they hold air, so obviously you don't want to get rid of them, you know what I mean? And for me, it's always dumb stuff like, you know, what if we need to mock this up for a build we do, and then right here we've got one we can rob, but is it worth keeping, you know, this nice eyesore that ain't got a whole lot of parts left on it just for that? You know, probably not. Then you've got disc brake stuff, you know, which a lot of these parts will kind of intermingle some if you're creative enough. And that's why I struggle with what exactly I want to, you know, haul off, and what do I need to take off of certain things and crap like that. I mean, hell, what if we decide we need premium bucket seats in something, you know, right here? These things are in tip-top shape. Or a gooseneck hitch. We gotta keep the gooseneck hitch. But if I don't write this crap down, then I'll get home later and I'll be thinking about which one did I want to do what to, stuff like that. So this thing's officially made the list to get rid of. Oh, Blue 42. A couple memories we've had with this thing, huh? And this thing is in rough shape, and honestly, there ain't a lot of parts left on it that are worth the damn. We could, I guess, strip out a couple switches if we needed to, like them light switches and stuff. That crap gets pricey. You gotta start adding it up, buying it. But Blue 42 has officially made the list. I'm gonna put light switch on this one where we know what to get out of it. Of course, we'll have to clean all of our scrap metal out, because scrap metal don't go with it. Now, going down the list of mini trucks here, it's a shame I shoved this and it come down here and blasted that fender, because this little B2000 was a pretty decent little straight truck. Now, it obviously could be salvaged. Slick said most of the dent on that fender and everything would come out, and he knows more about that. At one point, Top Stitch Taylor had said he wanted that pick 'em up truck, so I don't know if he still wants it. I'm gonna get a hold of him. But both Mazdas here, they're gone. I like that body style with the U-Haul box on the back, because that makes it cool and funky and fun. But as far as, you know, would I build either one of those just as is because I wanted to? I would have never built either one of them, guys. If I'm gonna build another mini truck, I want something more old school, first generation Ford Courier. There's a bucket list mini truck or two, like the old school Datsuns, like the, what do they call them, 310s. Toyota Stout, how cool would it be to find one of them? You know, those are old school ones that I've always thought would be cool to find. So instead of finding all these ones that I can clearly keep finding, I would like to venture into some of the more old school stuff that's a little harder to find if we do another mini truck build. When we do another mini truck build. Now that I think about it, I'd even told our builder's son, he watches my stuff, younger kid, and I told him he could have the silver one if he wanted it. So I need to get a hold of our builder and see if they actually want that or not, and then if not, we'll be looking at, you know, sending it down the road too. I've never even really showed y'all this truck, I don't think, have I? Well, I guess around Christmas time, I think I did a little walk around out here, so maybe I showed it some. She's got some whiskey dents on her, little one in the fender there. I mean, this truck ain't perfect, but it could definitely be a cool little truck. Paint would probably buff back. It's got them graphics, which I don't know how well they would polish out, but a little thinner sauce on them would probably help them shine up a little more. Now this side, it's got a little bit bigger whoop-de-doo right down there. But a lot of stuff like that, guys, if you're willing to get in there and work it and try to shove it out some, you can get a lot of dents out like that and get it looking decent. This right here, though, it's got the whoop-de and a half. And this ain't the worst we've ever seen inside. We've cleaned out way worse. Oh, does that say that baby's got a 5-speed in it? Well, hot damn, she's got a 5-speed in her. That's pretty, and air conditioning. This is a pretty good little truck. 5-speed may not be uncommon on these things, I don't know. She's got all the rat's nests underneath there. But y'all seen it several times where we take one that looks just like that. First we get it cleaned up, then we get it running, and then you got a decent little truck. And other times you just never know, guys. You never know till you do it. So now I'm curious on this one. Oh yeah, it's got the 5-speed too, so all these must come with the little 5 speeds behind them. All the U-Hauls, they've got 4 speeds, but they've also got the Ford 2.3 where these got the little Mazda motors, which I think's like a 2.0 or something, I don't know. And boy howdy, that sticker has held up awesome on there, ain't it? That thing's been on there for a minute. We got them good quality stickers at www.puttinsfabshop.com, where also right now we have these crew necks available, and this thing feels perfect in the cool mornings. You slip it on, it feels like it's made out of, I don't even know how to describe that. I'm pretty sure they probably pet a puppy and then found a way to imitate that for the inside of these, because this sucker feels good. We've got them in sand color, about like that pick 'em up truck there, and they are on the website right now. And as always, we appreciate y'all support there. We take that money and we buy junk. If you look up the word junk in the dictionary, you may see a picture of this truck. Now we'd got this truck running, but it was not happy. I'm pretty sure we've got, like, you know, sticking valves, low compression, all kinds of good stuff. And this is the truck we took the Datsun box off of. So why I have a hard time is getting rid of this. It's just like stuff like that fan being underneath there. You end up needing a fan, boom, we come out here, we pull one. The half haul, which is the same kind of truck exactly that this is. We welded the rear diff. Let's say we blow it one day being stupid. Well, guess what? Unbolt this sucker right here. It's gonna bolt directly right in there and we're good to go again. And a lot of these trucks, that one $100, that one was free. This one was $200, the silver Mazda 100. This truck, don't matter how much I was into it because I needed the box, but I was into it like $400, but we made a lot of content, so we paid for it, guys. So it's like basically I'm no money into this, but if I get rid of it and end up needing one of them rear ends, what's it gonna cost me when I finally find one? Say we do a project and need a 2-piece drive shaft. We got one right there we could cut down. What's that gonna cost when you find one? First generation Ford Couriers, actually. They you can take the disc brake factory setups off these. I think the full spindle, and bolt them onto there, and then you get disc brakes and everything. People look for that stuff. She even has a 4-speed in her, which we probably won't need anytime soon, but you never know. And that's why I struggle with getting rid of some of this stuff, because like this looks in way worse shape than these, but to us and what's going to benefit us, we'll probably use more off of this than we ever would these. Look at that damn exhaust pipe. She had good quality flow right there. Now our bed here, this was on my Datsun pickup, and it was the one I bobbed back in the day. And then in the video series we had started, we shaved the tail lights, or Frenched the tail lights, I mean. Did the little fake tiner, and put the license plate that went up and down. I'm about 114% certain I'll never build a bob bed Datsun again. If I did, it'd be a 4-wheel drive. But anyhow, I don't have no plans to do that even. More than likely, because I do like the back of that thing, and I wouldn't mind having memories of it. And this is gonna, some people's gonna be like, oh, you can't do that. Yes, I can. I'm probably gonna cut the sucker about right in here. Then the bumper we had built for it, it's at the other house. I'm gonna weld it up underneath there where it looks like it's, you know, mocked up to it. Then I'm gonna get an inverter and put our lights on it, and maybe even put that on it where it can go up and down, and maybe illuminate it behind there with some lights and everything. And this is probably gonna become a wall hanger for in that new shop. It'll look cool up on the wall. It'll remind me of when the truck was a bob bed, because it'll never be a bob bed again. So this we would need to lop off, and then we could get rid of the rest. I'll lop off the hooks and sell them. Everyone gets a section. Get your Datsun bob bed hook today. Will it be a little sad cutting it up? Sure. Me and Slick drove that baby everywhere as a bob bed. Had some good times in it. But is it enough that I can't do that? Absolutely not. I'll cut that sucker up quick. Bob bed, cut ass in, clean off. There we go. Now this courier, it may be something where we just need to take the good parts we do want to keep and pile it inside this cab and just keep it for the just in case during the next 10 years we need something that's sitting there. If you're tired of little mini trucks, why don't you come over here to big old America Valley with me? You see that Ford? You see that 370-2V? You see that F600 badge right there? I've seen one of these trucks take a shit bigger than them Datsuns. Yeah, we ain't doing diddly with this thing right now. I have no intentions of getting rid of it. I think it'd be cool to do a wheel it run on it one day. We're not anywhere close to that. I've got too much project stuff going on. But then on top of that, we get all this storage. So the plan right now is to still let this thing sit. I don't know, I want to work on big, heavy trucks. And if I do, I'd probably prefer my Lodestar building it, but we'll see. Right now, the plan is with this to not have a plan. If your plan's to not have a plan, you got a solid plan. Now, I bought these suckers where we had found that sucker, and I thought, boy, this would maybe make a good one. I need some sheet metal work so you could show people, basically doing the bottom, lower half, and maybe we could blend some patina down in there. The bedside does have a whoop-de-doo on it. And honestly, when I first found this, I was thinking it'd be a cool one to cut down and do a short bed conversion. Kind of do like a budget muscle truck inspiration, shop truck, I guess you'd say, not muscle truck, but maybe a little fatter tire in the rear. Kind of the look we're putting on the wagon currently. Being a 68, it's got the good looking front end. Obviously it's the right color, guys. She's put in Fab Shop blue. And this would just kind of be a good one, with the white roof, like I said, white steelies. But I don't know, guys. I still ain't made up my mind on this. We may let it go. We're building the wagon. We're going into the Model A. I still want to get Mr. Mercer on the road. I've still got to do the Lodestar, and I don't know what we're going to do after that. This thing was in phenomenal shape. We wouldn't even consider it, but yeah, it's a pretty decent project, honestly. This side's the same way, a little bit lower rust, but then we got that bedside, which again, all that can be worked out if you know what you're doing, but will we be the ones to do it? I don't really know. I've never even got the hood up on this thing. I got it to pop like that much, and I seen there's a V8 in there, and I just said, well, take it. This truck come from the same place, and honestly, I was thinking kind of the same thing. It's the right color. It's an ugly truck in my opinion. I don't like the wrong box one bit, but for some wheel it run style content that we were doing a lot more of back in the day, I found these two at a really good deal, and it didn't cost much to have them sitting here for backups. And also, it made one hell of a place to store my pepper. That will not be going with the truck, but we'll definitely be getting rid of the Ford. I more or less just got to decide if we want to mess with it at all, like do a wheel it run kind of stuff, or if I just want to send them down the road and get them out of here. Wheel it runs are fun, don't get me wrong. I like doing them in between projects because they're easy to do. 2 days of recording on a wheel it run makes a big full video, which gives me a lot of time through the rest of the week to get a lot of stuff done. Whereas like doing a build, you can work 5 days a week sometimes and just barely put together a video, enough stuff for a video. But then am I gonna do the wheel it run and everything on something that I really don't plan on messing with and getting it driving, stopping, like taking it that far? Probably not. All right, they made the list. I bet this one would make a decent running driving truck actually, but I reckon we'll let someone else figure that out. I've just drug home too much junk. Something else I forgot to point out over here was this wing window on the the Yeehaw. It has a plexiglass one that's fogged over crazy. Someone had probably put in there who knows when, but right here we've got a good one, so we get rid of that door and then we lose our good wing window that we need for the Yeehaw. Orange Datsun. More than likely, guys, we're just gonna send this thing down the road. It's not a bad truck. It's got its handful of whiskey dents all around it. It's complete enough that I really wouldn't want to strip a lot off of it, even if that's what someone else decided to do. I think someone could make a decent builder out of this truck. We're into it, no money, so if I wanted, I could just cut the front end of this thing plumb off and make a wall hanger out of it, you know. It's got good fenders, not so good fender. We got it running, though it wasn't very happy about it. It did not run very good. Honestly, I think we'll just get rid of the whole thing, guys. We could strip a thing or two off of it, but leaving it complete will probably leave a little meat on the bone for whoever I decide to sell it to, which is more than likely going to be D&H Classics. And I know y'all's like, oh, well, I mentioned before that I can't just sell here in Oklahoma. Everyone's like, what do you mean you can't sell without a dealership license? You know, blah, blah, blah. I'd mentioned that. Well, what I mean, guys, is I can't. That don't mean that other Oklahomans can't, but our Oklahoma Tax Commission, the people who deal with stuff like that, they watch my videos. So I promise y'all, if I just start dragging junk home and then turn around trying to sell it for profit, that's being a business as far as selling used cars, flipping cars, making money. And yeah, you got to be legit to do that. Now, some Oklahomans watching right now, 12 of them, no, probably 1,200 of them, just said, well, you can sell up to 15 cars a year and not get in trouble. And that's not true, guys. I'm pretty sure if they want to prove that you are just selling one to make profit, they can come after you. Now, that's just me from talking to about 3 other people who's got their butts busted. And they've been told that they were busted because you post stuff for sale on social media and we see it. We know what you're doing. That's what everyone does nowadays. You got to put it on social media where everyone knows. And yeah, I'm not trying to get rid of any of these for profit. And that's why I like dealing with D&H, because I may just be able to trade him, you know, a handful of junk, what I think's junk, for maybe one decent project or something like that. You know, me and him will work something out. So then I get my movie props and my parts that I need, and then I can just sell him the vehicles, or he can come haul them off, whatever, you know. But as far as setting the stuff up and just letting people come up and whoever's willing to pay the most for this or that, guys, we're dealing with trucks that are worth hundreds of dollars. It is not worth my time, I promise. And I'm not trying to sound like conceited or whatever. I can focus on making videos and make more profit than what I'm gonna do by if I squeeze another $100 out of this truck, is what I mean. Like yeah, and they all add up, and it would probably make a difference, but the amount of time it would take to squeeze an extra 100 or 2 out of each one of these and the headache that comes with it, it's not worth it. If I was in the used car business, it would be worth it, but I'm not. I'm in the I don't even have time to pull parts off the stuff that I want business, and I need to get this junk out of here business. So I kind of look at what I am into each one of them, and if D&H will give me my money back on a lot of the stuff, then I just tell them come get them. And then he is set up to do what he's got to do. He's set up to actually part stuff out, because you got to have a license for that if you're advertising it. I think he's set up to use sell whole vehicles. So I give him a deal. He can make profit on it. He's happy. Everyone wins here. Now, eventually, would I like to get set up with a used car thing or whatever? You know, I think that could be a solid income one day. You know, something if I wanted to pursue that. But right now in my life, I just ain't got the time for it, guys. I do have some junk in the back of this one I'd have to get out, though, before it left. Right behind the orange Datsun, we got this one. We never got it running. We basically pulled the fenders off of it, lined out the fenders for our truck, and it's basically sat ever since. Again, I don't think, you know, this is one I'll ever mess with. I'm not gonna now try to locate fenders for it, and it's rusty and rough anyways, which is why I pulled stuff off of it. Now, it does look like a part or two's been tossed in the back here. We've got a light, carbureting machine, little drive shaft action. Ooh, flapper attacker right there. Got a couple grills. So this one too, we may need to pull a part or two out the back, but this one, it'll get hauled off as well. Now I know you're thinking this thing looks rough, and you're damn right. This thing's really rough. However, those steering wheels are cool. There's a steering wheel. Again, another 4-speed, like we need 12 of them sitting around, right? But there is the oh, did I already rob stuff? Nope. It's so rusted it blends setup like I was talking about, the spindles and stuff. We've actually robbed a good handful of parts off this thing. The intake manifold's on the U-Haul right now, I believe. But anyhow, it'll go away too, along with Mortski's little 720 he had brought down. This was a good little running driving truck. He decided he wanted the motor and transmission. He pulled it. He ain't done nothing with the motor and transmission. I ain't done diddly with the truck, so it'll probably it'll get hauled off too. Next up, the Caprice here. This car, we had got it running. It had a stuck engine. We did a rap music video with it. Had a little bit of fun with it. Just last week, I come out here and robbed all the accessories off the front for our wagon build. And I'm $100 into this car, guys. And this is actually the same front end that I had used for building the International. So I know it'll work with air ride real easy. They fit underneath the International front ends. That truck also has the Caprice rear end, so I know that this could be a decent little you know, guide, or we could use it for another International. Now, do I think I'm going to build one anytime soon the same way I built that old one? Probably not. Now, it is a V8, but it probably has a turbo 350 in it, which wouldn't hurt to have sitting around. But I don't think that we'll probably honestly spend the time to come out here and pull it and everything. If you keep an eye out on Marketplace, you can find those things as a core pretty cheap. I've got a good transmission guy who's more than affordable when you bring him the transmission. So that's kind of my go-to on transmissions now, is just take it to him, and we know we got a fresh one. So yeah, it'd make a good core, but more than likely this thing is out of here. Pinto wagon. Everyone loves a good old-fashioned pinto bean wagon. This thing came from where the silver one was. I think they were $100 a piece, or $150 a piece, something like that. Something stupid cheap. I think I've popped the hood on this one once. Ford 2.3 in there. It's got all the rat's nest, kind of like that truck over there had. And the wheels are rusted. I mean, this thing was 4 inches down in the ground. I don't know much about it, and I don't really want to know much about it. It's kind of like them trucks over there. I thought maybe for a will it run one day, you know, something like that, hey, we got it sitting here. You never know. But what I do know now is more than likely this one's going away too. I probably won't touch anything on it, guys. I know some people really dig the Pintos. I thought because people do like them, maybe it'd bring in some views for the channel. But me, myself, I can't personally say that I'm really into them. Not enough that I plan on doing anything with it. So that one there, she'll probably get drug off as well. Also, it having the 2.3, I thought maybe it'd have some stuff we need, but it ain't got nothing we need, guys. Nothing that we can't source from somewhere else. Nothing that we need this beautiful thing just sitting here, okay? Sheetrockers are getting down in there. Got that music thumping. Now, next door to the wagon, we got the Lodestar baby. This thing is orange. What is that word I'm looking for? She demands your respect. No chicks allowed, baby. This thing is the cat's ass, and it ain't going nowhere. This one is a cheap project. I would like to get it going, make some good budget-friendly content out of it, building something cool. I think I'm $1,100 into this. It did come with the title that I probably got to find. I'm sure I lost it. Inside basically just needs a little wipe down because it's already badass in here. We could put some chassis paint back here, make it all gloss black again, get a good little trailer hitch setup combination for gooseneck, and even a drop down hitch or whatever. We could buff on her in some patina sauce or whatever, and hell, this thing would be ready to go to Lowe's, you know. We could be in this thing probably full makeover, running, driving, stopping, depending on what we get into with brakes and stuff, for probably less than $2 grand. I think that'd be a pretty cool truck to do for that. Keep her budget friendly. 64 wagon. I ain't really showed this one overly close, but it's pretty decent for what it is. I think I had to pay $1,200 for this one. It ain't like that's no smoking deal, okay? This thing's super rough, but it's got a complete roof rack with the strips and everything. It's got a tailgate that is rust free, so right there we could probably get our $1,200 back in 2 parts if we wanted. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep this thing together. I don't know we will do anything with it. My plan would be, kind of, because it is so rough, I think it's the one you turn into a 4-wheel drive and you just piss off everybody because you've got a lifted 4x4 64 Impala wagon and they want to build one into a lowrider or whatever, and I'm just out there slinging mud and towing trailers and crap like that. But we'll see, because like I said, we've got unlimited projects already. So when can we do another one? I don't know, guys. Not anytime soon. These two are staying. They're not getting hauled off. U-Haul box ain't going nowhere. Those things are hard to find. I do see them popping up on the internet a lot more, so I think I've created a market for them. I see them, people send them to me all over, and they do not last long on the internet, so we're not passing up on any of them. But because I made that a thing, that's why I had to step up my game and find that old school one that y'all see over here. The wrecker, that ain't even mine, that slick. I need to get with him and make a plan, because when I go to start storing stuff up in there, I'm gonna store it in kind of importance of which ones will be drug out, you know, in a time frame that makes sense. Like I know I'm gonna work on this one soon, so you don't bury it at the back. I'd prefer not to store it here just because I'm gonna have limited room for my storage yard, which is why I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. But I'll talk with Slick, get a plan together with him on that. Now we finally made it to the junk up here. Our GMC, this thing ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Over there I'd found another bed for it. I actually got wheels and tires for it again where we can get it rolling. It does have a transmission leak, but last time I threw a battery in this thing, it busted right off. And yeah, anyhow, this is gonna make a good decent truck. This one we are doing my plan that I wanted to do with the blue long bed. This one I think I'm going to cut it down, and there's a lot of people who keep cringing when I say that. Don't do it. You ruin them trucks, Puddin'. Don't you cut down a long bed. Those are for getting parts. You can tow trailers, everything else. And I know, or I can cut it down and make it a short bed like I want. This truck was free. By free I mean I paid a lot of money for this land, and this truck came with it. But you know, either way you want to look at it, the price of this place was not increased because this was here, so this truck was free. We are $200 into the bed. I believe I found on Facebook Marketplace. That matches pretty damn close. We probably got $300 into our tires, $100 into blasting wheels. So far we're doing pretty good considering this thing was running, driving, stopping. We got it doing all that. I didn't think we gave it a tune-up yet. So I think this right here, by the time we get it lowered, full tune-up, cut down, if we do that, go that route, I think we're going to be into a little short bed, lowered down shop truck, GMC, moss gold, good looking color with the white for probably less than $2,000 or so. Can't beat a deal like that. Sausage wagon, y'all seen plenty of this thing. It may undergo a makeover again at some point. I still would like to get that Thunderbird coupe from D&H and put the turbo setup in the U-Haul. Maybe we could take the U-Haul setup and put it in here, because that thing's so reliable. We could just make this one reliable. But I've thought about blasting this whole thing, I mean literally the whole thing, and having my guy spray it with that burnt orange primer or red brown like what the U-Haul was done in after body work. And then we could put our signage and stuff back on. Maybe go with a gloss black stilly with some fat white walls. I think it'd look tough. I'm just spitballing some ideas here, guys. But same as our box down there, they're too hard to find. I ain't getting rid of it. Toyota camper, you know, this one plays with my emotions. It's a tough one. I think it has like 43,000 original miles. It's in pretty good shape. It does have a whoop-de-doo or two, but it's a V6 automatic. For a long time I was filling this thing full of trash, and the first time we got our dumpster out here, I'd clean this thing out. So it's got the walk-through. Oh baby, we got the nice CD player up there. I see you. Got the overhead sleeper. And this thing, guys, is falling apart in here. I know you're thinking it don't look too bad, whatever, but a lot of water's come in the bathroom and it's collapsing on itself. And also water's come in underneath this, and if you look at the outside, it's falling apart. So our camper would have to have a full rebuild. I know people claim they would like to see that, but guys, I'll be honest, I'd never use the damn thing. When I tried to get my Kardashians, I mean my girls, tried to get my girls to go camping one time, And I told my wife, I think it'd be a good idea. We go up here. I kind of told her a spot I was interested in. And next thing I know, she showed me an Airbnb that costs like $1,200 a night. And we're going to go up there for 3 nights. And I was like, oh, y'all's definition of camping's a little different than mine. My girls don't got no interest in it, guys. And that's fine. It don't bother me. I don't want to go stay in Airbnbs. They don't want to stay in something like this or a tent, which is, you know, it is what it is. I ain't got time to go camping anyhow. If we go on a family trip, that's probably the last thing they want to do. So me personally, I planned on ripping all this crap off here and throwing a flatbed on it, because with a good flatbed, having that V6 automatic, you could zip to the city and back picking up metal on this thing. You put a long enough flatbed, nice 9-footer or so, we'd be good to go. We go pick up full sheets of metal. I'm trying to remember what I paid for this. I never tell y'all like it's secretive, but it's really not that secretive. It was like $600. And y'all know one of the rear ends for one of these trucks, they'll go for that much when you find someone who has to have the dually rear end. I need that dually set up. Hell, she's got decent tires. Drove it on the trailer, drove it off the trailer, something around the radiators leaking. This too could be a very budget friendly, cool little truck for very little. Boy, them birds out here just getting buck nasty today. Now these two are going to be hard, and because I want one of these. I told y'all that earlier, a first gen. I bought these because, you know, finding parts ain't always the easiest, but from a practical, smart business standpoint, as rough as these are, the amount of time and money we'll spend fixing stuff on them, you can find these things if you keep an eye out. I've seen them for like $2,200 running, driving, stopping, cool color on them, not near as beat up as these. And yeah, we may be a few $100s into each one of these, but we'll spend $3,000 trying to get all the stuff done on them. I would like to find one good one, and if I find one good one, then I don't want it to be missing parts. Maybe 1 or 2 things, but nothing we can't source off the internet or in the future, if we ever find one. I was kind of holding on to them, thinking maybe they'd make like good 4x4 crawler projects, you know, something that they're that beat up so you could beat on them and not feel bad. But realistically, when will I do that? Again, you know, I'm gonna be that 60-year-old guy saying one day I'm gonna make this a 4x4 project. There's a world's coolest old box truck trailer thing that we located. Now there's people who emailed and commented or whatever saying they remember this cafe in Hurlsboro, Texas, and even seeing this and stuff. Coolest thing ever. If y'all have any information, y'all can email me. It's puddins.fab.shop@gmail.com. Next time we do mess with that, which I don't know when it'll be, any history I could collect on it, I'd like to be able to share that with everyone. Pretty cool, you know, people remember that place. Half haul obviously ain't going nowhere. That's another one of them ones that I'll be 65 going, one day I'm gonna make that thing a 4-wheel drive. Mr. Mercer, y'all seen us do too much work on this. It ain't going nowhere anytime soon. I don't know, we'll keep it forever. Here's our bed for the GMC I told y'all about, color match, got lucky there. And then even more junk right here. I've showed these. 4-wheel drive chassis, good small block Chevy in it, decent body. So old Roy, the 4-wheel drive out at my dad's, it's got a beat up body. I think eventually we'll take the best of what we got here in his truck and put them together, because old Roy has 3/4 ton axles. It's a 8-lug thug, so it's got better drivetrain or axles than this thing has. But this short bed or wide bed, that one's got a short step, and I'm not a fan of short steps. Even though this thing's kind of rough, I'd like to just throw it on there, throw the better fender or 2, just scuff it, spray it, rough and gritty, nitty gritty 4-wheel drive off-road working machine. I'll probably be 72 when I'm saying I'm still gonna finish that one, you know. I don't want to go record these guys, but y'all see that van? Holy crap, that thing is sweet. I will trade you guys a field full of junk for that van straight across. I even give you a ride to the house, because none of this crap's gonna get you there. Now, as far as today and something special, I gotta leave here within 15 minutes to get back to the house. And what I got going on special today is we are gonna go to the courthouse where my oldest daughter, Haley, but y'all hear, okay, if I talk about her, y'all hear me call her Hank. I've called her Hank for years. And she don't mind. Okay, don't be like, oh, you call your daughter that. She thinks she'll flex when you call her Hank. Show you her muscles. Long story short, Hank is not my biological daughter, but she is my daughter. She's been my daughter for 7 years, and she did turn 18. We are heading up to the courthouse today so I can legally adopt her. Just saying it. Just saying it got me. Those are tears of joy, obviously. The Hank, she is not my biological daughter, but actually none of my girls are my biological kids, but they've been my girls for 7 years. The little hot rod, we got her adopted when she was, we started that process a few years ago, just in case, heaven forbid, something would have happened to Mama when me and Ashley was not married, so we got her adopted. The oldest one has been wanting to be adopted for like a year or so, probably 2 years, but she'd already lived with me for so long that I just told her, I'm like, well, let's wait till you're 18. It's your decision then. There ain't all this court stuff, whatever. We basically get to just go up there and, it's a done deal. She was at an age of when she wanted to be adopted that, heaven forbid, like I said, something would have happened. She was old enough that she would have it would have been her choice, to stay with me. I'd been one of her legal guardians for long enough, more than long enough. But today we get to make it official. She's gonna have, she's gonna have my last name. Man, oh man, oh man. Guys, it just makes my heart happy. All the girls call me Dad. They have forever. The middle child, she does not want to change her last name. It don't bother me one bit. It don't make me unhappy. I kicked her out the wheel, but other than that, I'm just playing. She knows I love her just the same. She likes her name, and that's perfectly fine. She still calls me Dad. This don't change nothing of what's in everyone's heart already. All it does is, change it, I guess, legally on paper. But, all it really does is just, I don't know, put a stamp on it, make it valid, whatever. Main thing it does is just, it makes me happy. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, you know what? I've had people like, oh, on these second channel videos, you've got where all you do is talk a lot. That's because there's a lot of work that goes into the builds. You'll see when we're outside of a build like the wagon, let's say we were doing a Will It Run, that'd sometimes free me up 2 or 3 days to actually do second channel work. And that's when I was cranking out 2 videos a week there. And it's just, I can't do a real deal build and maintain that because there ain't enough hours in a week. Then you add stuff like this. Y'all know we always have something going on, family oriented stuff we got to do, and then everything else. I'm so thankful to you guys for watching these second channel videos where I can still have fun, but I don't know, I'm a little more real with you. You probably see this side of me a little more, where a little more straight shooter or whatever. But I'm thankful y'all watch these, and here's the straight shooter reason why. The second channel, I kind of said if I could get that channel making revenue, that's when I would get help, and I need help. So being able to hire Nathan to come fulfill merchandise orders, his salary that I pay him monthly, I try to cover that with the second channel revenue. My wife, who handles a lot of the customer service, emails, communicating with Eskimo Joe's back and forth, that side of like the merchandise things, she's on payroll covered again from the second channel. So I've got numbers that I don't know. I made the numbers up for the main channel, and for like the merchandise side of things, I got goals I try to hit each month, and I want that going back into Puddin's Fab Shop and, me. And then to get growing, I put a lot of time and effort to the second channel to get it going where I can use revenue there that I'm not going, hey, this is coming to Puddin's Fab Shop, but it is because it's helping Puddin's Fab Shop. I don't know if that makes sense. But I've just got goals and numbers I try to hit, and I've been hitting those numbers on the second channel, even with a lot of these videos where I just kind of talk and I'm real with you, even if it's about something that's going on week to week, like getting to have this beautiful morning where we're about to go get Haley adopted. God dang it. Oh, can't say it. Just don't. As long as I don't say it, I'm fine. So what I'm saying is thank you guys, because it's keeping everything moving. Even if I'm just out here talking, I know a good probably 70,000, people really enjoy the videos here no matter what I do. Y'all keep me happy coming back and watching. And yeah, it's just, I've been very blessed the last few years. I'm not unaware of that. And, I think y'all see it every time when I really stop and talk about stuff, how much it means to me. But anyhow, I gotta go because I can't be late to this. They'd probably be like, we ain't signing diddly. You can't even show up on time. You know what I mean? So I gotta get going. I appreciate y'all watching. Done told you about the merchandise at Puddin'sFabShop.com. This baby's felt great all morning. And we got the car show this weekend. April, I almost said August. We're in April 15th. The truck gathering, Norman, Oklahoma. It's like at Landers Chevrolet, maybe. I don't know. Look it up. Google the truck gathering, Norman, Oklahoma. And I will see you guys next time. But do not forget, sitting on your ass won't finish your project. I'll see you guys next time. Hot damn, there's so much BSery. We had to start a whole channel for all the extras. Be sure to go check out Puddin's Fab Shop if you ain't seen that baby yet. Come on!